can get all our fully potential.
Last year, Yangon had nothing to lose. Now everything has changed. They are no longer the surprise team flying under the radar. Every opponent knows their strengths, studies their rotations, and enters the lobby determined to take their crown. Being the hunter brought them the championship. Now they must learn how to compete while being hunted.
The Japanese champion is so much like everyone is watching on you and everyone is learning about you. It's a lot of pressure on us, but we will try our best.
No team has ever won the Pubg Mobile World Cup twice. No champion has ever successfully defended the crown. Yangon Galacticos now have the opportunity to become the first. This year the question is no longer whether Yangon can win. It is whether anyone can stop them from doing it again. Can Yangon Galacticos make history and win PMWC back-to-back? Or will a new champion take their crown?
The stage is set. Paris is excited as the energy is starting to reach a fever pitch, and myself and Blank are in position for another exciting day. The twist in the narrative, though, Blank, is that we've changed teams. A new group, the return of the champions, and so much talent is right behind us, getting ready.
I know, they absolutely are. We have some godlike fans with us right now, which is cool. You can imagine they're going to get pretty loud at some point today as they start to pop up, or we hope they pop up. We got some big names coming in as well. We got Nongshin Red Force, Hyunbin, an absolute monster on that squad. Alpha 7 looking to potentially be just a little bit better, which isn't all that difficult considering the run that they've had this year. But it sounds like they've done a lot of preparation in the meantime, according to Revo. And again, like I said, I think Revo has cemented himself as probably the best shotgun player, close range player in the world. But I think Falak's going to give him a run for his money going forward.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised, dude. The signs of life we were seeing back in the first day with the way that it was played, Blank, it was incredible. Do you know what's even cooler?
It is the ancient charm set from Yangon Galacticos. You can join the PMWC event in-game, redeem those perks for chance at those outfits, which look fantastic, I might say.
The culture, the style, the way it's all tied in.
The smile.
Awesome. Yeah, dude, it's sick, right? I got to get me one of those. I saw him in the flesh when they came out yesterday wearing them, boy. Oh, it's heat.
It is heat. It is heat. I mean, it is a vibe. It's a complete vibe. I love it. I need to get my hands on it in game at some point. But they were rocking it yesterday, and again, they look sweet. They look cool. I was half hoping they'd be walking out in them today, but again, the jerseys look just as cool. These guys have style on the side of Yangon.
They do indeed. Already the arena is starting to get excited. The contrast, the different fans on either side. So many teams that are being represented here. Friends, family, the coaching staff, and the onlooking fans that want to see once again another rise to success for a squad like Alpha 7, Blank. They've done it before. And what a tantalizing prospect it is having two of our champions in one group. Very different right now when you look at the current landscape for either of them, but still, they both won it.
They both won it. They're both looking to do it again. And for Yangon, it's a case of defending their title now. It's a bit of a rocky way to the top for them last time, but they've made it. And like we've said before, absolute underdogs. But there's been a lot of time, a lot of focus brought into this one. A lot of training in the back end. They've had their filler arc. Now they're ready for the main event here at EWC. Let's see what they can get done. But Alpha 7, the fans, they're happy. They're looking to cheer their team on. And again, with the success Alpha 7 had this year, it is looking like they only have upwards to go, right? It can only get better.
It's very true, Blank. And it's starting to get loud in the venue. We're not even live yet, and Paris is lighting it up. You can hear the excitement. They've brought all sorts of different instruments, and they're absolutely giving it. The beat of the drum is going. Paris, are you ready for Rondo?
Get loud, because it's first game of Group B. Let's see what these teams can do. We're going straight through the middle of the map here on Rondo, through Bamboo, past Neox. It's going to get hot. It's going to get heavy here on the first map of the day.
Just soak it in. For the viewers at home, it's a very different atmosphere from what we're feeling right now, live in the flesh, in the arena at EWC.
I can feel it on my skin. Goosebumps.
It's in the air, Blank, the excitement and anticipation. And this is before we've even seen a single Elim.
Running it through right now. Vitality out early, down towards that south side. Tiamba, Eagle sending out towards a recall beacon for the rest of the team to get out and get dirty in the mix of it. TT Project all heading over towards Fengtang actually, so not really going for a split early on the game here. Ida heading over towards Neox. Darkin have proven himself time and time again to be one of those good close range players that you want to see in those moments. But before we do kick things off on such a mad map, we do have an interview coming through with Vitality just shortly, but things are already getting a little bit crazy here. Obscure opens up, Alpha 7 with the first elimination of the game. Godlike also going crazy over towards S2G here, Jackie.
We started off with some big opening elims straight out the gate, and that's what we want here on a battleground like Rondo. Alpha 7, what have you got in store? They usually display a ton of mechanical talent, and this would be the perfect environment to display that. An enticing head-to-head. Ravo on the move. 30 rounds to play with, looking for the peak up from Tiamba as they start to roam.
We're in Yulin and things are starting to get a little bit spicy. Tiamba on the outside at the moment, just looking in. They already have Eagle down towards that south side, like we said, but Jiggle is down there, and Jiggle's a bit of a difficult player to come up against. Luckily, he's on the other side of Tin Long Garden right now, so Eagle is safe for the time being. Tiamba can play a little bit less safely here. ETSH also finding some shots over towards Aura, but they're already on 3 eliminations this game. You can see the amount of recalls already coming through here. That is a damn lot of eliminations to start things off, but we are cooling things down now.
Brief moment of respite. Arc there, trying to get the charge on point. Detonates with the stereo setup, hoping for the peek out from necessary to see if you can get an opening follow-up from this. That's already 2 elims on a hot drop that we've seen so far from Alpha 7. What are they going to be leaving with? That's the question.
Playing on the inside here, looking to push up over towards necessary now. DP in hand, a good weapon for a 1v2, but pre-fire's coming through the window. It's a good one with the AKM. Will make it happen. Revo again in close range. He's nasty, but it's Loco to come up to the plate now. Grease out on the inside, will go down. The backup is there, but the backstop does get taken out. Hustler crew causing problems as Tiamba starts to flow on in.
Loco got an opportunity to reset himself as well with the meds. Just enough time to be in a good position to continue the fight, but Tiamba, smell the blood in the water. Nade on the wrong side of the banister, it won't connect. Just trying to get these bandages quick so he can reply. Shotgun for the close range engagement on the peak though, not swift enough. Goodbye, Loco.
3 guns pointing at you, you're gonna go down there, no matter how crazy you are. Revo taking shots over to QZ, who has been an absolute demon in some of these lobbies earlier in the year. He's absolutely showing people what he's made of over at PMI, but Revo goes down, and Alpha 7 taking a fair big hit there. They'll immediately reset on this one, though. They got themselves 3 eliminations. It's the most anyone's got in the lobby so far. Decent nade, though, coming through from Speed on ETSH. Fair bit of damage over towards A-King. We'll have to back off the angle. Sky on the backlines, though, and Horror. These guys usually dominate over towards Yulin, Jackie.
Is this going to be a usual result for them? On the periphery right now, setting up like vultures, keeping a good understanding of the landscape to see how these other teams are going to fight amongst themselves before they overcommit to anything too heavy on the investment front. ETHS had that nice nade to get a bit of chip damage off, but they've roamed as a pack round, and Sleepy could be caught. That's going to be the connection from NASA. An instant tag followed through with a flush there straight away.
Sleepy's generally like the off-anglist on the side of Aura, catches players off guard, but ETSH, they've got their eyes wide open at the moment. Circle's got some suspenders on it right now as it does lift heavy over towards the north side of the map. E-Arena is in position. A bit of a split right now. E-Arena, 10k, finding Mania from Godlike. Should be able to get that res back up again. There's over towards the north side of the map. Arena, like I said before, playing on a 2-2 split, so they've got to play aggressive there. They've got to puff out the chest, ensure that teams don't get too comfortable in that region, because they're trying to confirm on both sides of the river here, Jackie.
You got to fight for that control. And the battle against Horus still continuing right here, right now, with Tiamba also taking a piece out of them. Nearly on the rock up on the roadside. Good spot down towards the hill. Fine speed. Great reply. Nearly the double up as well, Blank.
Incredible reactions there coming through from Milu, and I mean, he's been doing a lot of work right now. Good shots from the sidelines, though. That's QZ. Starting to make himself well known in the picture at the moment. Get the res over towards Milu, and Fajita now left, kind of scrambling inside of Yulin, unsure how he wants to play this one out. Needs to get an air over towards QZ, isolate the singular player, knows roughly where he is. That's Pubg on the stair line. Now realizes he has to back this one up now. Misses the nade, will head upstairs. Aiken gets some shots. It's an easy pick off for QZ. Tiamba up to 6 elims on the game already. We're looking at 1 a minute at the moment.
They're starting to rise. Taking pole position right now into the game. Meanwhile, you got the setup here with S2G up close and personal. A compound clash between the two. Dopeness, what can you do? SMG on the clear, runs into the pre-fire of Kamikaze, so that's an easy conversion for an elimination point, bringing them down to 3 players in this elaborate fight.
Very curious to see how S2G does this tournament. There was some luck earlier in the year that gave some fortuitous opportunities to get further into the circuit. But all these players are strong in their own right. They just haven't had those shining moments at the moment, but this clear looks good. I feel like S2G's been putting in a lot of work in the back end at the moment. It's starting to show right now, up against Dopeness at least. And even if it was a fairly easy clear, the way they were going about it, the 2-2s, the jumps around the corner, felt coordinated. It's usually what Turkish teams are so good at as well, is that synergy, that coordination, which is why it did feel so out of character for S2G in the past to be so unlinked with one another.
You got to have the basics down, and the protocols look nice there, at least, with the way they played off each other. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come. Squads on the move up towards the zone right now as well, getting themselves into position. Curious, Blank,
my
how this is
favorite
going to go for
spot on
A7.
Rondo is dancing, because we can get many eliminations there. We have a good strategy to play on dancing.
And we are back in with it. Just a quick interview with Vitality very, very quickly there. See him on screen right now, rotating round, but not yet to get a single elimination on board. Next circle shift now, Jackie, over towards the west-hand side here. Wolves feeling quite good about this, but for Alpha 7, this is a really, really nice opportunity for them. As they swing around the western side, they try to cut in early. They're right next to a res beacon as well, so they can hold off other teams that they like, but this is a super hard shift. A lot of teams on that eastern side feeling fairly uncomfortable. GS team now needs to re-rotate back over towards where they just came from on the north side of the map.
So far, so good for the excitement factor here. And I'm sure you can hear that as well. The fans getting amped up as this one starts to kick off.
Guizao driving on through. Circle starts to close in. Yangon Galacticos starting down towards the test track, now looking to move over towards the rest of the team. Hustler crew also roaming on that north side, looking towards that high ground, right, to get a little bit more of that scouting through, but it's feeling more and more likely it's going to drop back down towards the southwest side, sit around Stadium. But again, Stadium's such a big place, so isolated, that cuts out quite a bit of the area. You don't really want to be playing on the northeast side either, Jackie. So you are locked in this southwest region. We also have the lake down towards that southwest side that sits on the slope downwards. This is awkward terrain.
Going to result in an even higher elevated level needed from some of our squads to play around it with the way the circle's been developing. Close grouping here as well. Once again, singing the praises of S2G in the first fight we saw from them. As they are collapsed upon on their advance, how do they display themselves? They're going to be able to hold themselves nicely. Could be a chance for an engagement forced upon them as well. It's TT and Nonshin that are not too far away.
Checking the top side of the stadium there makes sense as well. A lot of times you leave a player up there, it's a cheeky maneuver, get some shots out, but S2G keeping their sides clear right now. I like playing up against this pillar as well. You can basically cut off one side of the map to you and only deal with players trying to aggress on either edge. So I think that's a good shout from S2G so far. They have a very central position to work with off the back of that. And even so, they can catch players moving through. Godlike's taken a slower approach on the north side. I like it though. I think what they're trying to go for right now is leave that two-man over towards the northern edge, ensure that teams coming through from Nanshuan don't catch them off guard in future. So that high ground is going to be super critical for that factor in future. Alpha 7 also with a bit of a split lineup on that northern edge, looking for something very, very similar here. These guys are committed, actually, even dropping the emergency cover flares here too on S2G. Oh, mate.
Well, big shift on it. The investment there of the cover flares, like you say, not really going to pay too many dividends for them as it will be taken out of play quite quickly. So they're going to be thinking about the future rotations that are still yet to come for them. Meanwhile, on the move on our screens right now, you can see Alpha 7, a squad that's got a lot of excitement behind them. Right here, right now. Taking on Wolves could be the potential pipeline for them to get into a good position. Started it off nicely with the opening 3 elims. Nade towards Carrillo. It's big chip damage, Blank.
It's a struggle at the moment. Nade over the top here. One more airburst might do the trick. Goes incredibly low. Has to lob one back of his own. Will scare Elementrix a little bit, but it's only about 20% of the HP taken off, and he looks to keep the aggression up. Carrillo gets another first aid kit through, but the vehicle is absolutely stomped out right now. He might be able to get it a little bit of a distance out of there, but Alpha 7 knows that they need to get a move on. Stadium being such a big feature of this next circle as well leaves E Arena in a really good spot, but how has Tiamba managed to squeak their way in?
The Tiamba that was showing its incredible form in terms of the fights, at least early on the drops. They get into a devilishly good position with what they've shown. Maybe that could be a bit of a dark horse twist in the narrative for them going into game 1 on Rondo.
GS limping over. Milu opens up over towards Schweppes though. The off-angler for E Arena. Bit awkward. GS might hear this and want to aggress on it. Again, there's lots of little angles you can play in, but Milu will clean up one. Gets immediately refragged by Morban. ETSH finding Carrillo inside the Pagoda. Alpha 7 might just need to abandon him on this. I think it's the only play they have.
So either give it up or make it work right now in the mechanical side. They are taking pot shots back down,
by the way. Alpha 7 now moving Doom. Squeeze out, gets knocked out of the vehicle. Revo not in a good position, leaving Obscure with it all to do now. But NASA, last left alive for ETSH. Revo went down to the blue, he did his job. Got a fair few knocks on through. Obscure now needs to move up, get a little bit closer. Has to hit the first aid kit soon. NASA though, cleaning out these eliminations. He peaks with that much HP, he's confident.
Unbelievable scenes. So close to his demise as well, but they're able to at least top themselves back up, get over towards the recall tower if possible. It could be a saving grace for Alpha 7, Blank.
Gonna drop down towards that south side now. He has time to do it, but once we hit stage 4, it's gonna get a little bit more difficult. He has to commit now, and kind of skidding off the road there doesn't feel good. Next circle will hit Stadium. We have not seen one of these in quite a while, and we get to see our first one now here in EWC. GS team playing on the outer edges at the moment. Rihan working off these stairways. It's a good place to play. Being able to peek up and down at the back of it is unfun to work against. But Nongshim Red Force, they're up first. JS9 in the hands of XZY.
Nice first knock round the backside. Nade in to attempt to convert something from this as well. So many teams breathing down each other's necks here towards the stadium.